Hey guys, so you've been to know more about my toxic relationship that I was in for 5 years. So I'm just gonna come here and tell you all about what's been going on, what are the red flags that you should look out for, um, and how it ended. So basically, I was in my previous relationship for 5 years. We actually met on Tinder, which is crazy. I'm never gonna go on a dating site again. I'm traumatized after this guy. But don't get me wrong, he was, charming, like they all are at the start, tell you what you wanna hear. Um, there were so many red flags that now looking back, I'm like, why didn't I leave sooner? But like, when you're in love, and you want that comfort, you want that relationship with someone, you're living together, it's quite hard to leave. So it started off, being really controlling. He wouldn't it would be like not even dating in a way, because like it would be like if he did something for me, I would have to do something for him back. So if he like took me out, he wanted me to take him out for dinner. So everything was split 50-50. The bills were split 50-50. Split bills, things like that, that's normal. But like if you're taking me out on a date and because what happened on our first date, we went, oh no, it was second date. So first date he paid for dinner, and then we went on a second date and he took me to Nando's and he paid for Nando's. I was like, oh yay, had a lovely time. And then he was like, oh, do you want to go cinemas? So I'm like, you're inviting me, if you're inviting me, then I was thinking he'll pay, because like in my case, if I invite you, I'll pay. But if you're inviting me, like I didn't even have my card on me, I didn't even think it through, because he invited me for a date. So we went on the date, we had dinner, and then he was like, oh, do you want to go cinemas? I'm like, okay, let's go cinemas. We're here anyways, cinemas upstairs, let's go upstairs. So we get to the till and he's like, he's looking at me sideways and he's like, are you not going to pay? And I'm like, you just invited me, like what is going on? I'm like, you invited me, like I don't even have my card on me because I left my bag at home, because initially he invited me for the date. So I was like, if he's invited me, that's fine, next time I'll invite him for dinner and I'll pay. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, I looked at him, I was like, I don't have my card, like I thought you were gonna pay because you've invited me. If I invite you, I wouldn't expect you to pay, The guy serving us, and it was so awkward. I felt so shit, I'm not even gonna lie. I felt like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing, I never want to go through this again in my life. And like he ended up paying, because obviously I didn't have my card, and back then you didn't have your card on your phone. So he ended up paying, but I was like so bad, I was like, I shouldn't have to argue or go backwards and forwards. Like, you invited me to this cinema. Like, if I invited you to cinemas, like I would pay, but you offered to take me to cinemas knowing that I forgot my bag, I don't have my purse. So you knew this and you still took me to the cinemas and then wanted me to pay. And I was like, where is the logic in that? But yeah, I remember I went home, I went to my mum and I was like, oh mum, what do I do? Because this is not normal, like this is not what I'm used to. It's like when someone's inviting you for food, you don't do that. You don't invite someone and then expect them to pay. Like, it's just not right. That's how I feel. You might feel different. I know like a lot of relationships, they like to split 50-50 everything, but I'm not like that. Like, if you're taking me on a date, you're paying. If I'm taking you on a date, I'm paying, full stop. So these are my views. You have your views, we'll agree to disagree. But anyways, I was like, mum, what do I do with this guy? And my mum was like, oh, just give him a chance, maybe blah blah blah. I was like, yes, I'll give him a chance. And I wish I didn't, because I wasted 5 years. Well, I didn't waste it, to be honest. Everything happens for a reason. I don't regret staying, but I wish I left sooner. I wish I didn't wait 5 years till I let go of that relationship, because it got really toxic. And it is on top of my head as well. So I'll tell you about the time that I made breakfast for him. We just moved into this like new flat apartment, and like few days in, I made breakfast for him. He went for a run, he came back, and tell me why this guy, instead of saying thank you baby for making me my food, he goes off on one saying, why didn't you leave it in the microwave? Like, the food's gonna be dry, like how dare you leave it out? And I was like, are you not gonna say thank you for making your food? Like, I was so confused. And he was like, yeah, but the food's gonna be dry, the food's gonna be cold. I'm like, it's gonna be cold either way if I leave it in the microwave or if I leave it out. I thought he would be happy, I made the guy food. But yeah, that's just some of the things that started coming up, and you know, the constant arguments, the constant apologizing. If I didn't do anything wrong, I just felt like I had to apologize to have peace. If I didn't apologize, he wouldn't talk to me for a week or two. Sometimes he wouldn't touch me, he wouldn't come near me. So it was really controlling, it was narcissist behavior. So please, girls, if you see any of these red flags, run for your life, because you don't want to go through that and then 5-10 years down the line regret it. So if you see like controlling behavior, you know, he being a narcissist, also like you know, when he's controlling how he treats you. So when he's upset, if he's not communicating with you, and if he's giving you the silent treatment, run for your life, because you need someone that will communicate with you. You don't need someone that will you know, give you a silent treatment for 1-2 weeks, and then, you know, you have to apologize even though you didn't do anything wrong. That would be my life, constantly apologizing just so he's good, just so we don't have this toxic energy around the house, around my daughter, around me. You know, I wanted to feel good. I'm the type of person that doesn't like to argue, even if I see something wrong, which you shouldn't do. Like, a lot of the times I'm not going to even say anything, because I don't want to you know, I don't want to argue for no reason. So like, a lot of the times I'll see a red flag, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to say anything, because like, there's no point. It's petty little things, so you don't have to point out. But yeah, girls, if you need any further advice, any other stories that you would like to hear, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below, and if you've been through something similar, let me know, because I'm intrigued. I know a lot of people go through like toxic relationships, really controlling relationships. You know, I couldn't wear what I wanted to wear. If anything was see-through, I couldn't wear it. And with me being a content creator on Instagram, some dresses were see-through, some dresses were sexy. He didn't want me wearing them. So if you're seeing something like this, if you're experiencing something like this, run now. Like, you're not alone. There's a lot of girls like yourself going through it. I've gone through it. You know, if you're going through it, just text me, message me. I'm always here if you need anyone to talk to. But anyways, guys, love you loads. Take care.